This is an iceberg, and this is SCP-999. Yep, you guessed it right. We're covering the Splatoon Iceberg. 2 of them, actually. I was thinking, what if I made an iceberg? And then I thought,
yeah, I'll do that.
And then I'm like, what if I made another iceberg? And then I'm like, what if I put them both into a few videos? And I'm like, yeah,
I'll do that.
And if any of these entries sound familiar to you at any point, that's because I have searched the internet for any topics that could potentially be good. So yeah, I've found one from basically practically every iceberg on the internet, so that's, yeah, okay, let's just start. Starting with the first entry of the night, we have Squid Sisters Aren't Sisters. They're actually cousins. Entry 2, Roblox Ripoff. It's very simple. There are ripoffs made of many games, and Roblox, being the cringe wannabe Minecraft that it is the perfect place to find some ripoff games. Splatoon. Fun fact, Splatoon was actually part of one of the very first videos I made, but none of you care about that. Okay, Splatoon is essentially just a deformed inkling, which I don't remember when this thing was popular. I think it was popular around the time of the very first game. He has since decreased in popularity, but to all who knew him... Wait, why did this sound like a funeral for Splatoon? What? Okay, moving on. Custom Fests. So essentially, a custom fest is where you hack into the game, like a true hacker that you are, and make your own custom Splatfest. Full tutorial coming soon. The Professor. The Professor is the guy who made Judd, and he kind of cloned Little Judd. He also made Tartar. Yeah, he did so much. Oh, he's such an important character. Whoa, he's so mysterious. Okay, got the creepy music back on. Moving on, Sine plushies. So, these are those the Splatoon plushies. You know them, we all know them. They are the people who made the Splatoon plushies. So that would be Callie Marie, Pearl Marina, Fry Shiver, and Big Man. Moving on, Sine plushie memes. So, kinda like the last one. These are with the plushies, with such classics as Callie and Marie drinking Coke and Pepsi, but we all know Dr. Pepper is clearly the superior drink. It's just a well-known fact. Moving on, Inkopolis Tower visible in Inkopolis Square. I have this laid out so weird, I can hardly read it. What did I... Okay, so if you go behind Krusty Sean's food truck and to the left, you can see the Inkopolis Tower from the first game. There's not a lot about it, it's just that. Moving on, Inklings die in water. It's just like it says. If an Inkling touches the water, they die, have to go back to their respawn point. Inklings don't have bones. They don't have bones. Nintendo Switch Online profile pictures. You can go on the Nintendo Switch Online app and purchase your very own when they're in the rotation. So far, they've made for Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3, and I don't know when they'll be coming back into the rotation for you to buy with your points, but maybe when Side Order comes out. Pearl's voice. What this entry is talking about is how loud Pearl's voice is. I don't remember what I wrote this one about. The canonical reason for this is that when Pearl was a child, she swallowed and digested many small megaphones. And that's why her voice is so loud. Okay, starting off layer 2 with missing songs. What this is talking about is how Deadfish numbers her songs, but doesn't have them all numbered correctly because they skipped song numbers. This really isn't that big of a deal, but people make it one. They don't exist. Stop saying they do. Those are literal lies. You know that. You know it. Don't say that. It's false information. They don't exist. They never did. They just skip numbers to be creepy. Moving on. Inkling and Smash. What this is talking about is how there's an Inkling in Smash Bros. And no Splatoon lore person bothers to question this. Excuse me? Is this like a Nintendo shared universe? The MCU is finally real! Pearl Shockwave. I'm not gonna go over this since we kinda just did that. But... Oh boy, kids! It's time for my favorite, your favorite, everyone's favorite... Boss Room Noises! Yeah! Aw, yeah. Okay, so what this is. In Splatoon 1, you could if you stood around for a while before the beginning and the end of a boss room, you would hear these really creepy noises, which, I'll play a clip of that here for you. Well, did you enjoy those fantastic noises? Yeah, a lot of people say this is so scary and it's dying octolings getting blended up. Yeah, I find that very hard to believe. That makes no sense. How, if we're in Inkopolis, Octo Canyon, which is nowhere near the Deep Sea Metro, how would that be an octoling getting blended up? Moving on. NILS mask. It's technically Nils. Why am I saying... What? Okay. Nils mask is a mask that was going to be in the game, but Nintendo took it out. I'll let you be the judge of why. Just... Moving on from that. Crayola Scoot. Crayola Scoot is a game made by the crayon brand Crayola. This was like a very clear Splatoon ripoff where, as your makeshift paintbrush-haired person, you skateboard in Turf Wars. This is like the epitome of a strange Splatoon ripoff. Moving on to our next entry, we have How Does the Afro Work? I'm just gonna let you take a guess on this one, because this is still a mystery to this day, how this works. There's no suckers on it, which doesn't make any sense. Every hair has it. Where are they at? I don't really know. Although I did find this really funny comic. Wait, let me see if I can find it. Alright, next up. The ooze is Dead Sea creatures. This is confirmed in Octo Expansion. Where? I don't remember, but it's kind of common knowledge. So, next one. Gmod. Gmod is Gary's mod, therefore meaning Splatoon. Next up, we have Zapfish in Piranha Pit. So if you go into Splatoon 2, you can go to the map Piranha Pit when it's on rotation. Wait for the 1 minute mark, then hop down the treadmill, and pull out a scope weapon. You'll need that to see it. Zoom into the lake, and you'll see the great Zapfish swimming around in there. It's a pretty cool little thing they put in. I don't know, I used to do that a lot in Turf War matches. I can imagine the people who I was playing with were not very pleased with me, as I stood there the rest of the match. Moving on. Japan exclusive gear. Japan exclusive gear is what it sounds like. It's gear that's exclusive to Japan. You have to have a Japanese copy of the game for this to work and get the codes from a magazine, which I don't think would be printing that specific issue that it's in anymore, but I could be wrong. You might also have to be in Japan, but you could very easily just change your location with that, so I don't really know much on this. But I'll show you a few pieces of gear. Here we have the Eminent set, designed after the manga character Emperor. And what you'll want to know with a lot of these, they're designed after some manga characters. So here we have the robot suit. It doesn't really, it's not in the manga except for one page, and then it's briefly thrown out. So then there is the Senyu set, which is the spy set from the Octo expansion arc of the manga, and that is most of the notable. There are a few others like the Octo support hoodie, things like that. And other stuff that was through promotions, like 7-Eleven gear. Some of this stuff is really weird and the ways to obtain it, but moving on. Hold it right there, pal! There's actually a story with this mecha armor. So, the mecha armor was originally made for a manga design contest to have your design put into the manga for goggles to wear. And so that's where it came from. It was a design contest. Okay, you can continue now. Alright, next entry, Inkopedia. Inkopedia is a branch of the NIWA, Nintendo Independent Wiki Alliance, which focuses on Splatoon. It's basically Wikipedia Splatoon edition. If you go on there, you can find lots of helpful things, stage rotation, maps, facts. There's a search bar if you're looking for something in particular, so if you ever need Splatoon lore questions answered, you can go there. Splatoon Tumblr page in Splatoon loading screen. In the original Splatoon game, you can look on the loading screen and there's a laptop. If you look on there, you can see the Splatoon Tumblr page, which is a pretty cool fact. Next entry, Save Our Salmonids. So this is a thing that was hidden in the Splatoon New Year's 2020 artwork. It says, if you look in the waves in the bottom, it reads out Save Our Salmons, which I think related to the story mode of Splatoon 3. I'm not really sure. I think that's what it was talking about. Alright, well, that is it for part 1. I don't know how many parts we're doing. This is kind of big, and I'd assume maybe 4? I don't really know. Come back again in about 3 days. I'll probably have the next one out by then. Yeah, that is it. Goodbye.